Hi everyone, I'm John C. Morley, the host of the J Moore Tech Talk Show and Inspirations for Your Life. Hey guys, good day. It is September 13th, 2024, and it is so great to be with you on another J Moore Tech Talk show. Thanks so much for dropping in. Do check out my hat. BelieveMeAchieve.com is the QR code for all my amazing, inspiring creations. You definitely want to check that out. All right, guys, we have another absolutely amazing show. And I think you guys are going to be, how can I say, you're going to be very happy with the show because there is so much, ladies and gentlemen, that I want to share with you guys. I mean, there's just a lot. And I think when we think about, the most important thing is that people don't get why things are a certain way. Like they just don't get it, right? And so I want to tell you that understanding what people do and understanding technology, I think that's really, really cool to actually understand that and know how it works and all that kind of great stuff. So let's just dive right into the show, shall we? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the J Moore Tech Talk show. In case you guys are wondering, this is Tech Pulse, major disruptions and innovations unveiled. We're on Series 3. We're on show 37. And if you're watching this show, well, that means that we are past the time of the new phone, which we'll talk about later. But the new iPhone 16 uses the ARM's AI chip engineering. So this is really, really, really cool. And I think you guys are going to find that this is going to be an amazing revolution for people that are going to use their new iPhones. So they have developed using this new chip, the iPhone 16, the V9 chip design. And this is according to the Financial Times. The collaboration between Apple and SoftBank owned ARM, which extends their partnership beyond 2040. And the highlights basically ARM's significant role in the smartphone industry as its V9 chip design accounts for 50% of smartphone revenue. Now, Apple, a longtime partner of ARM since its early days, uses ARM technology to create custom chips for its devices, contributing to dominance of ARM's low power consumption architecture in mobile phones. So definitely a really cool thing. We'll talk more about the phone a little bit later, but I do want to talk about something else which is important, and that is Telegram boosts content moderation. Yeah, not too long ago, the head of the company got arrested. And Durov says Telegram will tackle criticism of how it moderates content. Telegram CEO Pavel Durov announced that the messaging app will address criticism of its content moderation by removing features that have been exploited for illegal activities. In recent responses to the scrutiny, including Durov's formal investigation in France for crimes linked to Telegram, the platform has already disabled media uploads to a blogging tool misused by anonymous users and removed the quote-unquote people nearby feature due to issues with bots and scammers. Durov emphasized that while a tiny fraction of users engage in illicit activities, they tarnish the platform's reputation, and Telegram is committed to enhancing its moderation effects and the efforts that they put forth in this year. So, of course, they had to make a statement like that, right? What were they going to do? Were they going to say something totally wrong? No. I think the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that they say what they have to say, because it's really about people. It's about doing what people want, and being transparent. I think the biggest problem we've had with Telegram is that Telegram has been it's been a disaster. I mean, let's just face it. It has been an absolute disaster. And you might be saying, "Hey, John, no, it hasn't." Well, I got to tell you, yes, it has. It has been a complete disaster. So, unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand, what's really going on. But I'm here to tell you that this is a major thing. And so, I'm glad that they're stepping up to do some stuff. I think that's pretty amazing, right? But my only problem is this some lip service to give the European Union and other people? I'm not totally convinced that Telegram is going to do what they say. I could be wrong, but I just don't have a good gut feeling that they're going to do the right thing. And ladies and gentlemen, fishermen report pollution via a new app that they've created. This is something that's really wild. I love it when we can use technology to empower people and create more sustainability in our environment. I think those are pretty amazing things. So fishermen in Rio de Janeiro use an app to record reportings of water pollution. So fishermen in Rio de Janeiro, supported by non-governmental organizations, 350.org and REDE Ahomar, have started using an app called De Ojo na Guanabara to record and report water pollution in Guanabara Bay, which was launched late in July 2024. The app local fishermen, residents, and environmentalists share photos and videos of suspected oil or chemical spills, which are then analyzed and reported to authorities. The app aims to raise awareness about environmental issues in the Bay, a critical area that has shown some improvement in water quality due to recent investments in sanitation. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great use of technology when it empowers others and when it also helps keep the sustainability of our world. I think those are really good signs that, we are doing the right thing, because so many times, we're not doing the right thing. So I'm happy to see when we can get stuff like this, that this is absolutely, when I say amazing, this is absolutely amazing. And so, the fact that they have done this whole thing with, what they're doing, I think this is just something that more people need to create stuff like this. All right. More people need to create things like this, because if you don't create stuff like this, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to find that it is going to be a problem. Let me say this again. You're going to find that it is going to be a big problem. And, I think when we can use stuff to empower others and we can teach people how to do certain things, I think that's like the bee's knees. I think that is like amazing. And I think it's something that a lot of people have been, how can I say? I think a lot of people have been taking it for granted. But it's something I believe that has the potential to, grow our world. I honestly believe that. And so when we think about, how our world is, and we think about, what's going on, and we think about the fact that technology can be a very key player, ladies and gentlemen, a key player in doing these type of things, making sure that, technology is being used in a way, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to help people. Okay. So I have a really great feeling when things like that can happen. And so I want to tell you guys right now, all right? I want to tell you this right now. I want to tell you that when somebody can do something to help others, like this app that we've talked about, we need to see more of that in our world. We need to see more of that. And so, I think this is something that is really cool. And so, like I said, the app aims to raise awareness about environmental issues in the Bay, the critical area, as we said, that has shown some improvement in water quality due to recent investments in sanitation. So if things go on this track, I think we're on the right path. to using information to make this a better world. And Mr. Nick Pickles resigns from X. What's going on, Mr. Pickles? That sounds like something's in a cartoon. You remember Mr. Pickles? Yeah, Mr. Pickles. Mr. Pickles was a cartoon. So ex-global affairs head Nick Pickles resigns, formerly known as Twitter, and he resigned after a decade with the company. He joined X in 2014 and recently served as the vice president of global affairs. His departure comes amid a challenging period for the social media platform, including legal issues in Brazil. And Pickles announced his resignation, but his future plans and reasons for leaving were unclear. So you might be saying, hey, why did Pickles leave X? And so I think he's not going to be the only one that leaves X. I think when he says, it was his decision, but I think he knows more than he's able to lead on to us about. And, when management starts to go south, ladies and gentlemen, that's when people leave the company. That's when people leave the company. And that's like pretty amazing. If you ask me, I think that is absolutely, absolutely amazing. And so when we think about, how this all works, I think the biggest thing is that most people don't get how this works. They don't get the fact that, we need to be doing the right thing, right? We need to do the right thing. And so if we're doing the right thing, then I feel that we're going to make this world, ladies and gentlemen, a much, much better place. All right. Maybe you're saying to me, hey, John, this doesn't make sense. I don't know why people are doing this. Well, again, people are trying to do the very best that they can do. Okay. And when we use, let's say, technology to make it better, I think that's an amazing, amazing thing. And so thinking about the fact that, like, X, how this gentleman, Pickles, Nick Pickles left the company. There's more to it, ladies and gentlemen, than they're sharing. And that's not a surprise to any of us, right? Why Pickles really left, we may never know. Maybe we'll learn later on. I don't know. But I feel that it's something that has to do with the corporate culture. That's why people leave. They always say when a company is having issues and the employee doesn't want to speak up, they leave. Employees quit. It's not about salaries all the time. It's about recognition. It's about creating a culture where the staff feels not only welcome and safe, but that they're making a difference in the world of the company and to the clients and customers they serve. And ladies and gentlemen, Google is under the UK investigation. Yes, again. Google's really starting to lose their reputation, I have to tell you. They claim that Google's abusing power over website ads, and this is according to a UK regulator. Now, the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, CMA, has previously found that Google abused its dominant position in digital advertising by favoring its own ad exchange, potentially harming British publishers and advertisers. Google disputes these findings, I'm sure they do, arguing that their tools support a competitive market and plan to respond. The CMA's decision follows similar investigations by the U.S. Department of Justice and the European Commission. So I think Google's going to have to, tighten their belt and figure out what the heck they're doing, because if they don't, they're going to find themselves getting a lot of trouble. Okay. A lot of trouble. And trouble that I feel is going to not just cause them to get fines, but trouble that I feel is going to break the reputation for them as a company. That's a pretty amazing thing. What do you think about? I think it comes down to the fact that Google thinks they can do anything you want, right? That's what they think. That's what they really think. And I think for some reason, ladies and gentlemen, people just feel that, they have a lot of money, so they could do anything they want. They could treat people in a manner that is, let's say, not correct. Okay. They could do that. And I want to tell you that people, okay, a lot of times don't have the power, but when they get the power, then they feel like they can do anything they want. And Google's one of these companies that, this isn't the first time that they've done something like this, right? It's not the first time. And when I say not the first time, they think they can get away with whatever they want, but they've been in so much trouble. Okay. And I feel it's going to get a lot worse, ladies and gentlemen, until it actually gets better. That's the absolute truth. And I feel that if you understand that, ladies and gentlemen, and you understand that it's about doing the right thing even when people aren't watching, okay? That's what it's about. It's about doing the right thing even when people are not watching. I think Google feels they can do whatever they want because they have a lot of money. Okay. But that's a very, very bad attitude, that they think they can just do whatever they want. We know that Google's got their hand caught in the cookie jar quite a few times. And the reputation for Google, I feel, is starting to be marked. Now, they have a choice. They can either clean this up, but you and I both know Google's rep is, what do you think? Think it's going up? Google's reputation, I have to tell you, is starting to go down. Google does whatever they want to do. And they think they can just because they have all this money. There's been criticism of Google, which includes concerns of tax avoidance, misuse, and manipulation of search results. Its use of others' intellectual property, concerns that its compilation of data may violate people's privacy, and the collaboration with the U.S. military on Google Earth to spy on users, censorship of search results, and the content. So I think Google just does whatever they have to do to get money. Google has a 4.3 out of 5 stars. So you might be asking me, hey, why does Google have a bad employee rating? So Google rates their employees based on internal performance, and they follow a very ironclad ranking algorithm. Google, as I said, has an overall rating of 4.3 out of 5, based on over 56,440 reviews that were left anonymously by employees. 84% of the employees would recommend working at Google to a friend, and 3% have a positive outlook for the business. And the rating has decreased by 2% over the last 12 months. Are Google's employees happy? So they've said that Google employees connect with senior manager to reduce tension and induce positivity through Q&A sessions. I don't think everyone at Google is happy, but I think they have to keep their mouth shut, because if they don't, they're going to get fired, because, Google can spy on anything they want. And so I want to tell you that it's important that people recognize the fact that this has to be done in a way that is going to be the best for all parties concerned. And I saw it on the wall a long time ago that Google was having issues. I mean, it's no surprise. But we'll keep an eye on that. And safety commissioner receives threats. What's this about, John? Social media is getting really, really dangerous. Yes. So as the one lady says, it's but the one thing I just want to go back to. I just want to say one other thing actually on Google. There's something else I want to say on Google, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, that Google has made some statements. So Google disputes the findings, arguing that the tools support a competitive market and plan to respond. The CMA's decision follows the similar investigations by the U.S. Department of Justice and European Commission. So I think this is really starting to rock their boat. And the next thing I want to say is the state commissioner receives threats. So this is really cool. And she says, quote unquote, "These aren't just words. The woman threatened for taking X to court." Julie Inman Grant, Australia's e-safety commissioner, faced severe online abuse, including death threats and doxing, after taking legal action against Elon Musk's social media platform, X. The case centered on X's refusal to globally remove violent videos from the Sydney church stabbing after Musk publicly criticized her, calling her a censorship connoisseur. Grant was inundated with negative and gendered attacks from X users, leading to warnings from police about her safety. Despite the legal battle being dropped, the incident highlighted the intense risks faced by public officials challenging powerful tech companies. So as we read that, so what is doxing? Because I think that was probably a new word for a lot of people. So doxing is the act of publicly providing personal identifying information about an individual organization, usually via the internet and without their consent. So doxing in itself is short for dropping docs. Docs is slang for documents. Typically, doxing is a malicious act used against people with whom the hacker disagrees or likes. So doxing, sometimes written as doxing, D-O-X-X-I-N-G, is the act of revealing and identifying information about someone online, such as their real name, home address, workplace, phone, financial, and other personal information. And that information is then circulated to the public without the victim's permission. So doxing is illegal. A lot of people do it because they think it's power over people. It's like a blackmail tactic. So not a good thing. So really sad what happened with that lady, how, X didn't really want to stand up and help her. I'm not very pleased with that. So I can tell you that it's important that people understand that it's about where you are, what you're doing. And I will tell you that this comes down to something that is very, very amazing. Okay. And when I say amazing, I mean that it has a lot of potential. Okay. A lot of potential, because when you start to understand the, let's say, effects, positive or negative, from social media, and how when people don't take responsibility, it's a big, big problem. And on another note, Zillow enhances home search with a new enhanced AI search feature. This is something I think that, again, is the bee's knees. So Zillow has upgraded its AI-powered search experience, allowing home buyers and renters to find properties using natural language in new ways, such as by commute time, affordability, schools, and nearby points of interest. This new enhanced search, available on the Zillow app for iOS and Android, simplifies the process by letting users describe their ideal home in plain language, and analyzes millions of listings to deliver personalized results. And this marks Zillow, ladies and gentlemen, as the first major real estate platform to implement such advanced AI-driven search capabilities. I think this is pretty amazing, but I am concerned about people's security, right, and their privacy. And Voldemort, malware targets businesses. Yes, the magical menace Voldemort, sounds like something we would get from the Harry Potter movie, targets the cyber world. The Voldemort, Voldemort, quote unquote, its backdoor malware was discovered on August 5th, 2024, and it's targeting organizations worldwide through a phishing campaign disguised as something that looks like a tax agency communication. The campaign, which has sent over 20,000 messages to more than 70 organizations, utilizes a fake document link to deploy malware primarily affecting Windows users. The malware employs a Python script and DLL, or dynamic link library, side loading to operate with Google Sheets used for command and control. The attack has hit various sectors, particularly insurance, with potential aims of cyber espionage. Users are advised to avoid suspicious links, verify senders, and are to update their endpoint protection immediately. And I think I said this to you guys before. This isn't a tech show, but I do want to give you a little bit of tech advice here. So, buying those basic antivirus programs are not going to protect you. You need to be protected against things like malware, spyware, right? You need to be protected against ransomware. You need to be protected and check for vulnerabilities on your computer. See, these are all important things. Most people think that you only have to do X, Y, Z, and you're going to be fine. But I'm here to tell you that that's not how it works. It's not a question of if you're going to be attacked, but when, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not properly protected. And ladies and gentlemen, I get to the part that I'm happy to share with you. So I've already ordered my iPhone earlier this morning, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and some slightly different colors to choose from, so you can take a look at that. The new iPhone 16 actually went on pre-sale today, September 13th, 2024, at exactly 8 a.m. I was on the Verizon website putting in my order to receive it promptly on the 20th, which is when the phone officially comes to the store. The redesigned lock screen offers new customization options and widgets for quick information access, allowing you to link it to focus mode. That link filters out distractions, and messages now have big updates, including the ability to edit or unsend recently sent messages. But if you're asking me, hey, what are the new iPhone 16 features? And there are a few. And I think the best way to explain the new features is to understand that this new phone was built on what they call Apple Intelligence, which is like their version of AI. And so when we think about, like the features, and by the way, if you are wondering, the colors, so they have the titanium, they have like the white, they have the pink, they have the teal, then they have like a purple. I went with the titanium. I like that. So the processor has been updated from the A16 to the A18, which Apple says makes it 30% faster than the iPhone 15 and 50% faster than the iPhone 14. It will have 17% more system memory bandwidth and uses second generation 3 nanometer technology. So the iPhone 16 camera will utilize a 48 megapixel main camera and autofocusing ultra wide camera that offers what Apple claims is quote unquote equivalent to 4 lenses. It includes the ability to fuse a 48 megapixel super high res image with a 12 megapixel image that captures more light to create a 24 megapixel image. It's also capable of capturing spatial photos and, of course, videos. So some other important things to understand: it's a 5-core GPU graphic processor unit that's up to 40% faster than the iPhone 15. The display with a 6.1 inch or 6.7 inch for the iPhone 16 Plus models, 2,000 nits in a sunny environment down to 1 nit in dark environments, 48 megapixel main camera. We talked about the fusing already. Support for a AAA game such as Resident Evil 7 and Assassin's Creed Mirage that previously only worked on the iPhone 15 Pro. It also supports ray tracing and a big boost, they claim, in battery life. I'm definitely going to let you know whether that's true or not. It includes a 5 times telephoto with 120 millimeter focal length on both the Pro and the Pro Max. I ordered the 16 Pro Max in case you guys are wondering. The iPhone 16 camera control lets you slide between different lenses. New photo styles will let you adapt colors and shadows in real time. And Apple says the professional color grading can be added in real time as well. Have to see how that's going to work. So in addition to the photos, the iPhone 16 will feature numerous updates to video, including slow motion capture in 4K, 120 capture in full HDR with frame-by-frame color grading. It'll also be possible to adjust playback speed after capture. So a lot happening, and it's interesting, what's happening, because I think a lot of people want a phone that's going to be better, right? I think my biggest concern that I don't like with the iPhone 15 Pro Max is that I find sometimes it gets stuck on some screens. That's something I've been noticing even with the updates. But all in all, out of all the phones, I have to say it's not that glitchy. It's been better with my car with the Bluetooth. Haven't really had issues with that. So, but I'll let you know when it comes out. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. And ladies and gentlemen, new panic alarm system saves lives. So this is something I feel that is pretty incredible. And so there was a teacher that had basically, reported the system at the Georgia high school, and saying, that now it actually, it's saving lives. And you might be saying, John, what's this all about? So they did a story, not too long ago. The system, which authorities, quote unquote, say was put in place not too long ago, and it prevented a much larger tragedy at the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, according to Director Chris Hosey had said. The new panic alarm system that was triggered during Wednesday's deadly shooting a while back at Georgia High School likely saved countless lives, authorities, and advocates for the technology. The lockdown warnings flashed on classroom screens at Appalachia High School as gunshots rang out, prompting students and teachers to lock the door, turn off the lights, and huddle in the farthest corner from the entrance. And at the same time, alerts automatically went out to law enforcement officers who responded and ended the shooting rampage within minutes, according to the Barrow County Sheriff Judge Smith and Georgia Bureau of Investigation Director Chris Hosey. So the Appalachia High School teachers all wear ID badges with their photos and panic buttons that, if repeatedly pressed, will notify authorities about an active situation or emergency at the school. It was pressed, and this is how they got notified. So Stephen Crayumbull, an Appalachia social studies teacher, said that the small button is on the back of the badge. If the button is pressed 4 times, administrators and school resources of the officers are contacted. If the button is pressed 8 times, the sheriff's office is also notified. So that's really, really cool. Crenenbull, 26, whose classroom was near gunmen, said the emergency procedure had already been initiated before he heard the first gunshots. He followed protocol and then prepared to either defend himself and his students with a pair of scissors and his back pocket or die. Quote unquote, I definitely felt like death was in the room for a second. Quote, he said, quote, I did accept the fact that I might die. Quote, Crenenbull, a third-year teacher, said it was the first time the panic button had been triggered at Appalachia, which has been in session since August 1st. Smith said the panic alarm system at Appalachia, powered by Georgia's based safety solutions company, Centegrix, has also been in place at the school for about a week. Other companies also offer technology that claim to improve real-time reporting in emergency situations. Centegrix, in particular, advocates for the Alyssa's Law, a measure passed in 7 states and introduced in 9 others that requires schools to install silent panic alarms that are directly linked to law enforcement. The legislation is named after Alyssa Al-Hedef, who was killed during the 2018 shooting at Majority Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Since then, Alyssa's mother, Lori Adelhef, has been advocating for ways to make schools safer, including the panic buttons. So I think it's good that they have this. There's even technology out there now that you can actually use for smart access so that you can lock all the doors down. But the thing is, if you have to get to that place and swipe the badge, that could be a problem. So just having that button, and that button, I'm sure, could be linked to other things, like it could trigger other relays and stuff like that. So I'm sure there's other things it could do, like to cause a whole school lockdown and things like that. So I think it's a good idea, and I definitely think more schools should be thinking about it. And global AI safety, yes, has been delayed. According to regulatory issues, the push for global artificial intelligence is facing challenges due to indecision and regulatory delays, despite efforts such as the Bletchley Declaration and the European Union's AI Act. Progress, which is very slow. The Bletchley Declaration, initiated in November 2023, aimed to enhance internal cooperation on AI safety, while the European Union's AI Act represents a significant regulatory step. In contrast, the U.S. is still in the early stages, with the recent bipartisan recommendation suggesting $32 billion in emergency AI funding. Experts stress the need for robust safety measures for AI, particularly in SaaS platforms, and emphasize the importance of transparency and accountability in AI development. I want to share, it's very important, we use cloud accounting systems. And it's not enough, ladies and gentlemen, to just have two-factor. We actually do three-factor. So what happens is we go to the site, we put our password in, we are then sent to the phone for the ID we used. It then requires us to look at the phone while we're in the app, and then it gives us a code that we have to press on the screen that has been prompted from the computer. So three factors, really cool. And I think AI safety, ladies and gentlemen, is in its infancy, but I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I think that's a good thing, because people don't want to just approve anything, right? All right. And I know Labor Day just passed, but the Backyard Smart Grill for Urban Living. This is cool. Check this out. The current backyard model they have, the G Dual Zone Electric Grill, offers a gas-like grilling experience for condo and apartment dwellers who face restrictions on gas grills. Now, they're priced just around $899, and it features smart controls and an app for managing temperatures, timers, and recipes. The grill heats up to 700 degrees, and while it has some minor app and cleaning issues, it stands out for its stylish design and effective performance. Ideal, they say, for urban living. It caters to the large market of apartment and condo residents in the United States, combining functionality with convenience for outdoor and indoor cooking. So let me know your thoughts about that and what you think. And if you are going to buy that grill, or if you know someone that has it, let me know. All right. And driverless cars show a lot of AI vulnerabilities. So researchers probe safety of AI in driverless cars to find many vulnerabilities. So this is according to the University at Buffalo. They've uncovered potential vulnerabilities in AI systems used in self-driving cars, highlighting how malicious actors could exploit these weaknesses. The test also revealed that attackers could use 3D printed objects to obscure a vehicle from radar detection, posing risks such as insurance fraud or competitive sabotage. Although current autonomous vehicles are not deemed unsafe, the research underscores the need for enhanced security measures as self-driving technology advances. Researchers are calling for more robust defenses against these vulnerabilities to ensure the safety and reliability of future autonomous vehicles. And I think this is something that we really have to be, nose to the grind on. And our last topic for this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is a real cool one. A finger wrap that uses sweat to provide health monitoring at your fingertips. So researchers at the University of California, San Diego, have developed a groundbreaking finger wrap that harnesses the wearer's sweat to power the monitor vital health metrics such as glucose, lactate, vitamin C, and levodopa. These innovative devices are published in Nature Electronics, and they utilize biofuel cells to actually convert sweat into electricity, enabling continuous real-time health monitoring without needing external power sources. The wrap sensor analyze biomarkers and transmit data via Bluetooth to a smartphone app, providing effortlessly seeing health tracking even during sleep or rest. And the device represents a significant leap towards autonomous health monitoring and treatment systems. Wow, that was a lot of information this week, guys. I mean, a lot of information. you're probably wondering, what's going on. But it's something that I don't think a lot of people understand. I think it comes down to the fact that you have to be someone that is developing technology. I'm going to say this again, for the greater good of all concerned. That's what it's got to be about, ladies and gentlemen. It's got to be about that. If you're developing technology for the sole purpose to only make money, I'm not telling you to do it to not make money, but I'm saying you can't develop a black box that could potentially cause problems to kids, to adults, or even our environment and any of our resources. So I think this is important that everyone is educated on what these things can and can't do for us, and that we always leave a human in the loop. Wow. A lot of information. So just to wrap up before we close today, you were watching Tech Pulse, Major Disruptions and Innovations Unveiled, Series 3, Show 37. And we talked a little about the new iPhone's ARM chip for lower energy usage, Telegram content moderation that they're going to be doing, how fishermen are using a new app that was developed, and Nick Pickles had just decided to leave X and resign. Google under more hot water and flame because they are abusing their advertising power and giving, let's say, more priority to their own stuff. Safety commissioner receiving threats because X is just saying this is something they don't want to be involved in. Zillow creating an amazing new AI search tool to help buyers and renters find the properties they want. And the Voldemort, not the one of Hogwarts, but Voldemort targeting businesses, which is one that was sending communication that looked like tax communication. And I told you that if you haven't ordered your iPhone yet, well, I don't know if there's still any left, you can go online and order it. I know I'm getting mine, but if you didn't get the order in by a certain time, I know you might not get the phone on the 20th. You might not get it till Monday. So I know last time this happened, somebody put their order in. They couldn't get in. They got it in later. They didn't get their phone until a week later. So get up early and order. We talked about the panic button that could save lives in schools, and it should be required by the ELISA Act. Global AI safety is being delayed by regulatory. And Backyard Smart Grill, which is pretty cool. The driverless cars showing AI vulnerabilities, and sweat-powered health monitor. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you this fantastic evening. Do go to believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. You can watch the Jay Moore Tech Talk Show. You can watch and listen to Inspirations for Your Life. And you can check out so many other pieces of content that if you really want to, will improve the quality of your life. And I know that's what you want. Have yourself a fantastic week. And I'm going to be back, ladies and gentlemen. You know when? I'll tell you when I'll be back. I'm going to be back, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I will be back on the 20th of September. So have yourself a fantastic week. In the meantime, check out all my other great content until I publish another Jay Moore Tech Talk Show. Have yourself a fantastic one, and I'll catch you guys real soon, all right? Be well, and remember, everyone, technology is not good. Technology is not bad. It's how you use it that makes it so. Peace, everyone. Have a good night.